Ahead tonight, First Caribbean to cut more jobs. Ahead, the link to the CSME.
The country's financial reputation could be on the line should the government not take action regarding the regulation of numbers industry. I'm Clint Watson. The story's ahead.
And the plan to help local airlift take off and keep taxes grounded. The Bahamas Tonight starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
A major contract to be signed with some big developers. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Andrew Knowles. Thanks for joining us. It's not your traditional hotel property, but developers of the Albany Resort in southwestern New Providence brand their property as one of the Bahamas' most luxurious developments. Now,
it was back on October 11th of 2004 that developers purchased the first piece of property to construct the project, and 10 years later, the government is about to sign an amended heads of agreement to expand the sprawling property in southwestern New Providence.
The government of the Bahamas today executed a superseding heads of agreement with Park Ridge Securities Corporation, the international business company owned by the prominent British investor Mr. Joe Lewis, for a major expansion of the Albany project, which is the premier upscale resort and residential golf community in the Bahamas, and indeed the entire Caribbean. Situated in the southwestern New Providence, Albany comprises 600 residential and resort units, an 18-hole Ernie Els Design Championship golf course, a world-class marina for mega yachts, shops, cafes, spa, fitness center, equestrian center, tennis courts, an expansive water recreational facility, and a beachside social and dining club. The project includes the Albany Luxury Hotel program, which encompasses, amongst other things, the construction and development of up to a total of 12 buildings comprising of up to 200 marina condominium hotel units around the Albany Marina that will be constructed in phases. Albany is currently completing the construction and development of phase 1 of the Albany Marina residences, which comprise of 3 buildings consisting of a total of 39 marina condo hotel units, and will commence the construction and development of phase 2 that will comprise of 2 buildings consisting of up to 40 marina condo hotel units. The balance of the buildings comprising of up to 121 marina hotel units will be completed by the year 2023. Today, however, I am pleased to announce that, subject to obtaining the appropriate approvals from the relevant government agencies, the developer will expand the scope of the project so Albany will be considered more than a resort and/or place to own a home. It aims to become the Monaco of the Caribbean. To this end, the developer plans to add the following facilities. 1. A medical center and hospital with a helipad and a health and wellness center, which shall be of benefit to the general public. 2. A financial center. 3. A sports academy with boarding accommodation for young tennis and golf talents from around the world, including those from the Bahamas. 4. The expansion of the Albany Marina residences to include an additional 50 marina condo hotel units, incorporating 200,000 square feet of air-conditioned space, which will form part of the Albany Luxury Hotel and are owned and included in the Albany Luxury Hotel program by either the developer or one or more third-party purchasers in accordance with the provisions of the Hotels Encouragement Act. The expansion of the project is estimated to cost $140 million. An additional 1,000 direct jobs will be created during the construction phase, and at least an additional 300 direct permanent jobs upon completion of the expansion over the next 3 years. Several hundred more indirect jobs, scores of jobs for building contractors, and numerous opportunities for entrepreneurs and suppliers will derive from the expansion's economic impact. Medical and sports tourism, medical research and healthcare, and financial services, the second pillar of the Bahamas' economy, will receive a big boost. The medical center and hospital will be constructed on 10 acres of land adjacent to the Frank Watson Highway. It will incorporate 40,000 square feet and include the following: emergency care facility, wellness and anti-aging facility, cosmetic surgery, heart institute, diagnosis and testing center, sports medicine center, physiotherapy, rehabilitation, etc., stem cell research, medical concierge services within the Albany development for recovery from elective surgeries. The principals of Park Ridge intend to create a strategic partnership between the medical center and leading international hospitals and healthcare providers, including international hospitals and healthcare providers from Orlando, Florida, to provide additional specialized care and/or emergency care that cannot be satisfied within the Bahamas. In addition, the developer and operators of the medical center will enter into an agreement with the Minister of Health to contribute at the developer's cost to medical research for the benefit of Bahamian citizens with respect to certain diseases and medical care, to be mutually agreed between the parties. In this regard, Bahamian scientists will also participate. The anticipated starting date is the second half of 2014, and it is intended that construction will be completed by the end of 2015. The financial center will contain 60,000 square feet of world-class offices, commercial, and luxury retail space. Approximately 35 to 40 offices will be occupied by Bahamian-based service providers, in addition to individuals looking to relocate businesses from other countries to the Bahamas. The anticipated starting date is the second half of 2014, and it is intended that construction will be completed by the first half of 2016. The Sports Academy, which is a new intervention and a first of its kind for the Bahamas. The Sports Academy, which will be constructed on land owned by Park Ridge that is adjacent to the project, will develop and enhance the talent of young tennis and golf players from around the world, as well as from in or within the Bahamas. The anticipated start date is 2015, and it is intended that construction will be completed by the end of 2016. And I'm so pleased to say and announce that scholarships will also be afforded to young Bahamian golfers. A helipad will be constructed adjacent to the medical center and hospital. The developer will commence the construction and development of phase 2 of the Albany Marina residences during the second half of 2014 and complete it during the first half of 2016. Subsequent phases will continue and be completed by 2023, so you can see the continuous sequences of construction activity. Any other additional amenities and infrastructure or operations support facilities deemed necessary or advisable by the developer to facilitate the expansion of the project will be allowed subject to the government's prior approval. In terms of the marketing contributions of the developer has spent in excess of $20 million between 2005 and 2013 in marketing the project and in marketing the Bahamas by promoting and showcasing our country during the Tavistock Cup and television commercials in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism. The developer intends to use its resources to continue the promotion of the project and continue the promotion of the Bahamas via television during the broadcast of the World Challenge, a 72-hole golf tournament broadcast on the Golf Channel and NBC, hosted by the Tavistock Group and Tiger Woods. Additionally, the developer intends to promote unique sporting events coming to the Bahamas, as done with the recent soccer match between the Tottenham Hotspur versus the Jamaican Reggae Boys. The project and the Bahamas will garner further invaluable press and publicity due to its success in global publications such as the New York Times and other leading publications. So the fact that $20 million or in excess of $20 million has already been spent in marketing the Bahamas and in marketing Albany in particular, and that this is now a commitment to continue with such public relations and promotions of our country and the Albany development. It augurs well for the future. The opportunity has also been taken by my government to restore and continue certain social obligations of the developer, which were deleted from the original heads of agreement by the previous administration, and to add new ones to the list. And I'm now pleased to give you an indication of what they are. They now include the following community-minded activities. 1, a contribution of the sum of $1 million to the Urban Renewal Program to be paid in an initial installment of $250,000 and the remainder paid in equal installments over a period of 5 years. 2, to continue with the sponsorship of a Division A Junkanoo group, and the country should know that the One Family Junkanoo group was initially agreed, and Albany continues to sponsor that group, and they're good sponsors. I say that as a Valley boy. Assisting 3, the government in attracting a qualified purchaser for the proposed South Ocean Beach Hotel project. To this end, the developer is supporting a bidder in the current sales exercise relating to this property. And I have indicated my government's intention to assiduously move towards ensuring that the South Ocean property, now dormant with the Greg Norman Golf Course, be brought to life, and therefore the implication of more jobs, large numbers of more jobs, are now evolving. 4. Granting the government an easement to the entrance channel of the Albany Marina, reserving the right of the government to remove the jetties from the Albany Marina entrance should the beach renourishment program be deemed insufficient or in arrears. Providing for the enhancement of the Adelaide Village community as follows. And again, this is extraordinarily significant, and I thank the developers for their interest in being able to agree to these added developments for and on behalf of the Bahamian people. The clearing and landscaping and transfer to the government of a 2-acre parcel of land situate within the Adelaide Village, valued at approximately $250,000, for the establishment of a recreational park, a communal area, or green space in conjunction with the Malis family. 2. Working together with the Bahamas National Trust on the creation of a sanctuary and conservation area for wild ducks and other wildlife valued at approximately $200,000, to be situate on 5 acres of land currently owned by the government, and to be positively available to the public during the daylight hours along designated trails and boardwalks. The sub-project will be a milestone in New Providence conservation. 3. Construction of parking areas upon the sanctuary and the conservation area. 4. Opening the entrance to the Adelaide Creek to increase the flow of water and to encourage the restoration of the natural habitat. 5. Construction of a 50 by 100 foot boat basin at a cost of $50,000 in the vicinity of the boat ramp within Adelaide Village, with a depth of 5 feet at low tide, to allow fishermen and residents to move vessels, which they are currently unable to do. The developer will establish and contribute towards 4 community foundations for the purpose of A, administering a public beach endowment fund and fostering the development of the Clifton Heritage Park project. B, administering an Adelaide Village public beach and community enhancement fund. C, administering an Adelaide Village community safety fund. And D, administering a replenishment foundation fund to be used for the purpose of replenishing sand on nearby beaches lost as a result of natural erosion of the beaches in the vicinity of the project, as well as to mitigating any erosion to the nearby beaches potentially caused by the developer. The developer will fully fund all beach restoration activities and accounts associated with the project up to such date that a homeowners association is established in relation to the project, whereupon Park Ridge shall be at liberty, with the prior written consent of the government, such consent to not be unreasonably withheld, to assign all of Park Ridge's obligations in this regard to the said homeowners association. And so, subject to the observation of the rules and regulations of the club, the members of the Bahamas Golf Federation will be permitted to the use of the signature golf course for a number of scheduled periods and tee times per year to be mutually agreed. The government will, for a period of 20 years, extend such incentives and concessions of those components of the expansion as qualify under the provisions of the Hotel Encouragement Act. And let me conclude by saying that I am particularly pleased with the continuous progress which has been made by this signature development even throughout the protracted recession and its significant impact in the Bahamian economy. I am to remind Bahamians that it was my government that had the vision and fortitude to enter into the first heads of agreement with Park Ridge Securities in 2006. That vision has been most successfully realized. And because the vision keeps getting bigger and better, we are here today to seal an expanded and restated heads of agreement for this stellar expanded project, which heralds the finest expansion of our tourism product, financial and medical services, and reasserts the Bahamas as one of the most attractive places under the sun in which to live and do business. It therefore remains for me to again thank Mr. Joe Lewis and his colleagues who we have here, Mr. Christopher Annan, and my friend Father McKinsey, for this wonderful expression of confidence in the government and people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And confidence, I dare say, in a bright and more secure future for the people of our country. I wish to assure the developers of my government's fullest cooperation in partnering for the success of what we together aspire to become the Monaco of the Caribbean. Mr. Christopher Annan.
When we started Albany, I was told we'll never be able to deliver world-class hospitality service to the level of the 5, 6, 7-star product that we aim to deliver. And I was too busy with my head down trying to get Albany open during a financial crisis to worry too much about it, but it was pretty obvious to me that the only way this was going to happen was to invest in Bahamians. I love expats to death. I guess I would be one myself, but this is not their home. And getting someone to come here and work for a couple of years until they move on to another country is really not a formula for long-term success. And so one of the things we made a pledge, and it was an agreement we struck in 2006, Prime Minister, was that we would invest in Bahamian talent. And today I get stopped 10 times a day at Albany from people from all over the world to tell me how unbelievable our service is. So it's not about big swimming pools and fancy golf courses, it's about the small things and it's about the people. And I can tell you that today we have 350 people that run Albany and 98% of them are Bahamian. Okay? And they are an extension of our family, and I hope they know that we feel like that about them, and it's something that we intend to continue, and investing in talented people like Sean Ferguson and Keno Turnquist, and there's honestly 340 people I could name on these microphones, but I'm not going to do that. But I think that says it all. Incredibly proud to be here, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And with that handshake, the Prime Minister calling a new deal with the government and the Albany developers a wonderful expression of confidence. Of course, we heard details of a new financial center, medical center, and sporting facility at that property in southwestern New Providence.
And of course, it's going to spell so many jobs. I think he said about 1,000 jobs, direct jobs in construction are going to come on as well. So a lot of good developments down there in Albany.
Absolutely, and we'll have lots more on that in the Bahamas tonight, tomorrow. But for now, we're going to take this break. There's more news to come. Stay with us.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Shell Quality Fuels.